welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Ty and Jimmy Talk. I said that in such like another episode. Another one?
Are you sick of doing this?
Really? Yeah, man. What is this? Episode 25?
Yeah, episode 25.
Whoa.
Yay.
That's halfway. Make it here.
I didn't think so either. It's halfway to half a century of...
Half a century? Yeah, that's how long it'll take us to get to 100 episodes.
Yeah. It's a quarter of a century, sorry.
We've scheduled in a 12-month hiatus coming up after this episode. No.
Don't say that.
I'm not.
Too soon.
I shouldn't joke about it.
No, you really
This is only like our 7th episode back. I shouldn't joke.
Is it actually?
Oh, God. No, it'd be more than that, actually.
This is like a 10.
It'd be 10 episodes back.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey!
I love that.
10 episodes since our return.
Yeah.
Despite the 2-week break that we just had. But that's fine.
That's all right. So, what is this podcast, Tyler?
Well, as you can probably tell from the green outfits that we're wearing, and also the title, the thumbnail, the Spotify, etc., we are talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, so we were actually recording. Son of a bitch.
I'm going to fight you, dude.
You should. Let's do it. I'll roll up my sleeves.
I'll roll up my sleeves even more than they already are.
So yesterday we were actually recording the podcast and we were like, we should go watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
And then so we did.
Yeah,
and that's the story.
Yeah, that's it. But we decided we wanted to do a little podcast about it because we have thoughts.
Yeah.
You have many.
Yeah.
I have some as well. But Tyler is the big teenage ninja head.
Well, I'm a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle head, dude. You know me.
But yeah, you're a big TMNT fan. So I just thought if you wanted to share your experiences with TMNT before we dive deep into this movie.
Well, before I do that, do you have any experience at all with TMNT?
At all? Used to watch a couple, like the 4Kids show.
The 2003 series.
Yeah, back in the day. So I watched a few episodes of that, but I couldn't tell you like what any of those episodes were about or what happened. I just remember Raphael just being like an angry motherfucker. Yeah. And Donatello being a nerd.
Yeah.
And the blue one being like the lead. Leonardo.
The blue one? Oh, this is going to be a long episode.
Leonardo being like the leader, Michelangelo like always eating pizza, but like that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my experience. What's yours?
Well, mine's not as short as that.
No.
But just for future reference, in the words of the 80s theme song, Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, Raphael is cool but rude, and Michelangelo is a party dude.
Okay, you definitely know a lot more than I do if you remember that.
Those are the lyrics from the theme song. Everyone knows the theme song.
I don't. Can you sing it? Can you sing us a bit?
No, I just did, dude.
No, you didn't.
But like it's sung in like such like like how like you could never sing like the Pokemon theme song. It's sung with such passion.
Yeah.
Like so's the TMNT theme song. I can't do it.
You don't have enough passion about TMNT to sing that song.
Not at like 9 a.m. when I haven't like this is the first like words I've spoken all day.
You haven't had your morning beer yet.
Yeah, I haven't had my morning brewski, brother. Like, but no, my history with Ninja Turtles is a very lengthy one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna condense it as much as possible.
Yeah.
I've been working on a video for a long time.
Yeah.
That will probably be up on the channel. Oh, look, I want to say within the next 12 months, but like I still have to finish writing it, and then I have to record and edit it.
It's like a 3-hour long.
It's gonna be a long video. You'll hear more about that later, but it's
in a year's time.
In 5 years' time.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it in time for the 2003's 20th anniversary in February of this year, but there was no shot that was happening.
Yeah.
Only because the video expanded in what I wanted to do so aggressively.
That's because you're like looking into like foreign releases of like DVDs.
I'm looking into so much. I've spent a lot of time on Italian eBay. You have no idea the shit I've seen. But yeah, I've been watching Ninja Turtles since the 2003 series started. I used to watch it on Toasted TV before I went to school. And then I think the only reason I did well in primary school, is because my parents, every time I'd get like, good grades or something good would happen, they would buy me a volume of it on DVD.
Oh.
So I have very fond memories of like, getting in the car after school and like, mom would be like, oh, I heard about this, or I saw your report card today. And she'd just like over the back seat, like hand me like a Ninja Turtles DVD. God. And I'd be like, yes!
You'd rage like Raphael in the backseat.
Yeah, cool but rude.
Yeah.
it was like such a core memory. Like there was always one DVD from season 1 that I never had, and it was the Shredder Strikes Back, and I always really wanted it. And I found it many years later, like as a late teen, at fucking IGA of all places.
That's weird.
And IGA used to sell like DVDs. The one near me did anyway. Yeah. And I found 3 DVDs that I didn't have from that series at that IGA.
So these like DVDs would have been like at least 10 years old.
Oh, at least. Probably longer.
Weird. That's weird that they held on to those.
Wacky.
That is wacky.
That's probably why they were selling them so cheap. Like, what the fuck are these things? Like, But I as a result, I now have the complete 03 series on DVD. It's all 7 seasons in the movie.
Yeah.
I have collected the complete 87 series in Region 4 DVDs, which is like a really fucking difficult thing to do.
You should like post a photo here.
I'll take a photo of my shelf.
Are the DVDs you got as a kid, are they on your shelf?
They're the ones on the shelf awesome. There. Yeah. They're the ones that I collected as a kid.
Nice.
And then finished off as an adult, as a late teen.
Yeah.
I finished my collection a few years ago. There's actually a video of when I was living out of home. It must have been 2016 I finished it.
Yeah.
Based on where I was living. Just the 03 series. There's a video of me getting the final DVD and slow motion walking it and putting it in the final slot on the DVD shelf. Yeah. Nice. So satisfying, dude.
Yeah.
But I've also got all of the Next Mutation, the live action movies, the animated, the CGI film, the 2012 series, the only DVD they released for Rise of the Ninja Turtles over here. That's a whole section of that video. Yeah. But like, I'm a big fan. I have sticker albums. I have coloring books.
Sticker albums?
Yeah. Did you ever, you know how like you can just like, you buy like a sticker album and it comes with packs of stickers and then you go and buy the individual packs?
Yeah.
I've just described stickers. But specific branded ones. I have like a sticker album for like the first Spider-Man movie, for the second Spider-Man movie, and the Ninja Turtles 2003 series.
Have I not seen any of this?
They're in that cupboard right there.
Okay, nice.
Bless you. Robitussin? Which was that?
Wait, what?
Was that a bless you or a Robitussin situation?
What are you talking about?
You don't know Robitussin, dude?
No.
So, I think I was very, very excited for Mutant Mayhem because this is also the first time ever that these characters are voiced by actual teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, they have never been voiced by teenagers before.
So it's just been, like, older white dudes.
Old white dudes, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Although, to be fair, like, to me, the definitive voice of Leonardo will always be Michael Sinterniklaas, who voices him in the 2003 series. Yeah. He's got a wacky last name. I really hope I'm saying that right. But he is like
right to me.
He is like 100% the definitive voice for Leonardo for me. Yeah. And I was watching Bleach many years ago in English dub, and the Bleach English dub's pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. And one of the villains of like very later on in the series, Ulquiorra, is voiced by him. Oh, and I was like, shit, man, that's Leonardo. Like Ichigo's fighting Leonardo right now.
That's
couldn't
insane.
be more different of a character.
Yeah.
But I was like, shit, man, that's Michael Sinterniklaas. Like,
that would have been weird.
And was it? I can't remember. Darren Dunstane's in there as well, or was he? I always confuse this. For some reason, I always think that Pegasus and from Yu-Gi-Oh and Splinter from Ninja Turtles were voiced by the same actor, but they're not. Darren Dunstane voices one of them, and I can't remember who the other one is.
Splinter.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, that's my brief history. I love the Ninja Turtles. I know so much about them. I have literally on the shelf right here reproduction copies of the first 4 issues in the Raphael mini one shot that were released for the 35th anniversary.
That's cool.
This is a really tight collection. Like I really like it.
Damn, son.
Like I have Ninja Turtle stuff in reach at all times, pretty much.
Yeah, nice.
But let's talk about the film, though.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I really did.
Cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, that's the whole review. It was a very, very enjoyable film.
Yeah.
Especially as someone who is a lifelong Ninja Turtle fan, and like I appreciated some of the deep cut references that they made, but they were never like in your face, like it never took away from the enjoyment of the film. But I appreciated them a lot.
Yeah, I don't like have any history with TMNT, so I don't think I would have got those references at all. I heard like a Teenage Mutant like theme on like the phone when it played at one point.
On the radio when they got in the car and you hear "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go." That was from the second live action film from the 90s, Secret of the Ooze, and that's Vanilla Ice doing a Ninja Turtles rap.
That's hilarious.
It's fucking tragic, but I love it so much.
Yeah.
Like this was in the time of movies when like every movie had like a dance sequence at the end of it, like with a featured artist, and
this one had
had Vanilla Ice doing the ninja rap.
That's amazing.
It slaps fucking so hard, dude.
I want to watch it.
Yes, I'll absolutely show you the video afterwards because it is a sight to behold.
Yeah,
and it is a sight to hear. I guess. It's fantastic.
It kind of worked.
The 90s film trilogy is a very interesting beast. All of the turtle costumes are made by the Jim Henson Company, and so they're all like legitimate, like they look like animatronic turtle suits, but they're like there's performers inside of them.
Gosh.
Anyway,
I would have hated to be inside those suits.
Apparently, the conditions were not great.
Yeah, I can't imagine they
especially
would
in the 90s when no one gave a shit about anyone. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah,
it's so true.
It's a good time. Those movies are like very nostalgic, but they're like also. They're like cult classics in the community in terms of like people really enjoy them, but like as like a they're so bad they're good kind of vibe. Yeah. The second one's great though with fucking Super Shredder. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. They go back in time in the third one to feudal Japan. It's fucking wacky, dude.
Why are they going to Japan?
Dude,
feudal Japan.
Don't even we'll need to just like watch them.
Yeah.
Because they're enjoyable. Yeah. But yeah, this movie.
I just wanted to say, just from when you said like all of the voice actors are teenagers, I think that really comes through well with the chemistry between all four of them. Because I looked it up yesterday. I think they all recorded in the same studio.
Yep, they recorded in the same room at all times. Like, that was one thing that I think Seth Rogen really like made a point of when he was like talking about this. He was like, yeah, we cast them because we wanted the chemistry. Yeah. He's like, so of course we let them record all together. Like, yeah.
I feel like it would have been weird if they didn't. Like, if it was all in separate rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Like from the TMNT I've watched in the past, this felt like they had the best chemistry. Yeah, and they actually felt like teenagers. Yeah, instead of old white dudes voicing these teenagers. Like it came across as more believable. Sorry.
Wow, good one.
Thanks, man. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just want to talk about the visuals real quick because I think I liked it more than Spider-Man.
As in, like, Into the Spider-Verse? Like, the visuals? Wow, okay. That's a big call.
That's a big call and a big take. But I really like the grungy and grittiness of it.
It was, like, hand-drawn to another level. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was all the characters' faces, like, except for the turtles, but, like, all of the humans in the movie,
they
like,
looked gross.
Their faces looked gross, first of all, which sells the point of the film anyway. Yeah. But then second of all, it gives it a very, like, every face was unique. Yeah. Every face had slightly weird angles or, like, slightly... I agree. I really like the visuals. I don't know if I'd say better than Spider-Verse, because those are just, like, so clean.
They were clean, but there was just, like, always so much going on.
Yeah.
With those animations. I feel like TMNT is just a bit more stripped down.
Yeah, big time.
Just a bit more simple, which I think I appreciated
it
a lot.
It suits the tone a lot more as well, obviously.
I think Spider-Man just kind of gave me a headache. Eventually. I was just like, it looked awesome. I'm not trying to downplay how good those visuals were. But like, I don't know. I just liked the TMNT visuals a lot more.
Sure.
They were really nice.
They are really nice.
And then I wanted to say, like, the humans looking gross, like, really did sell, like, that kind of point of the story.
Yeah, big time.
As well. But yeah, I really like the soundtrack as well.
The soundtrack was really good.
Yeah, my boy Trent Reznor, which I forgot was doing the soundtrack until we got into the cinema.
Yeah, well, when we got into the cinema, the credits were playing for the previous session. Yeah, and then we saw the soundtrack. We're like, fuck, that's Trent Reznor. Yeah, and I saw on the credits the ninja rap, and I went, fucking Vanilla Ice, and you shot me a weird look, and I was like, oh, you wait, dude.
You wait until
you wait.
Yeah, ended up paying off.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it was like a very like besides all of the actual real life songs in it, it was a very like 80s synth kind of soundtrack.
Very.
Which I wasn't expecting, but it kind of worked.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think?
No, I agree completely. I think the soundtrack worked really well. And then using like a fine blend of like the sort of 80s inspired tracks that like Reznor was doing. Yeah. And then also like the licensed music as well. I think it all worked really well. It wasn't too in your face.
Yeah.
It was very enjoyable, especially when you've got someone like Ice Cube voicing the main villain. Like, it makes sense that like you've got a lot of like, you know, you've got Ice Cube, you've got Post Malone voicing one of the characters. Yeah. You've got a lot of musicians on board too. So like, and I'm sure it makes me wonder actually, like if Ice Cube had any like a lot of the licensed music that played was surrounding Superfly. So it makes me wonder if like Ice Cube had any sort of input in that as well. If he's like,
I'd have to imagine he will.
I wonder what like
have.
the vibe is. Yeah.
Were there any Ice Cube songs in the movie?
I don't know because I don't know his music well enough.
Yeah.
But like he made a couple of references to like rap music throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like when he like busts into the van and he's like, you know, what did he say, like 6 a.m, police at my door or something. That's obviously a lyric. I don't know what that's from.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of those references built in. So the whole movie, like coming off the chemistry comment as well, and then this, it all feels very collaboratively made, which is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I agree. I think the one thing I wanted to say, I don't think the sound mix was very good.
Yeah. There were moments that I struggled to hear what was going on.
Well, it was just like I didn't know what a lot of the characters were saying a lot of the time, like especially if there were a lot of them. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get a glass of water real quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm dying. All right, what was I saying? The sound mix.
Yeah.
I'll say that again. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like when a lot of the characters were sort of talking. Like if there was a lot of characters in the scene, I didn't really know what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like some of the scenes when they're like all of them like in the car, or some of the fight scenes, I didn't really know what they were saying, which kind of sucked because I felt like I was just missing some of the references that they were making and some lines that they were saying. Like there was a couple moments where you like would laugh at something. I'm like, what did he say? I don't know what he fucking said. Was it funny? I don't know.
It was.
And I had this issue with the Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah, well, the second Spider-Verse movie that just came out, Across the Spider-Verse, it actually they actually released like an updated sound mix in theaters, because I saw it in theaters the day it came out, and there was some, like, especially Hobie Brown, there was so many sequences where he was like, and I'm like, what the fuck did he just say? Like, I have no idea what. So I'm glad that. And this has been an ongoing issue in film and media for like many years now, because of the rise of streaming and home media and like things that are made specifically for streaming, things aren't being mixed for a cinema like soundscape correctly because they're being mixed for home audio, which varies so vastly from person to person, and it makes it very difficult to hear what's going on a lot of the time, and especially because people just fucking love to watch shit with subtitles now.
I love watching stuff with subtitles as well.
See, I hate subtitles.
I love it because I actually know what they're saying now.
Well, if things were mixed correctly, you wouldn't need subtitles.
That's true.
And this feeds into the problem of people like want subtitles, so then like things aren't getting mixed properly. Not as a result of that, obviously.
Yeah.
But like people having subtitles on all the time means that if things aren't mixed properly, no one really notices because they're just reading the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas I never watch things with subtitles unless it's a foreign film, obviously, in which case I need subtitles. But like, I'd never watch an English movie with subtitles on. Yeah. I find it so distracting.
So I can't watch basically anything these days without subtitles.
You need to go get a hearing check.
I think I need to get my hearing check.
I think that's a sign of, actually.
I think so. I honestly do. Because I was like going through the movie, I'm like, surely my hearing's not that bad.
No, I agree that there were certain points when I was a bit confused as to what was going on because of the sound mixing. But only very rarely and very intermittently. Like, and not very much too. There was one line that I thought I caught, but I wasn't sure. Yeah. So I kind of like chuckled, but I'm like, wait, did I hear that right? Like, and it was like very early on. Like, I think after they watched like Ferris Bueller's, and they're hanging out watching that, and then they're sneaking back through the tunnels, and they like Mikey glances back out at the movie again, and I think one of the teenagers like watching the movie goes, "I love being young and free." Like he says something like that. Yeah. Like obviously because they've just finished saying, "Man, I wish I could be like young and free." Yeah. Like, and so then the character said, and I thought like, "Oh, that's really funny," but I'm like, "Oh, did I hear that right though? Like, is that what he said?" Like, I wasn't sure. Yeah. But I think that is probably my only gripe with the movie. Yeah. I have another small one as well.
Okay. I have a couple, but you go first.
I just think, and look, I'm obviously not the target audience for this film. Okay. I'm getting a bit.
We've got the same.
Getting a little old.
Yeah.
But like some of the humor, some of it, not all of it, and only very rarely again, some of the humor to me, I was like, okay, we get it. You're Gen Z. Like, we get it. Okay. And like, you know, there were certain sequences where they'd be like making jokes and riffing and improvising. Obviously, like you can tell it's the actors improvising and riffing with each other. And I'm like, this is really great. This is really funny. Yeah. And then it kept going. And I was like, ooh, okay. And it was never for too much longer. Yeah. It was never for like, an obscene amount of time, but it was never for too much longer. But there were like 2 instances of it that I notably remember where I was like, oh, that could have stopped 2 seconds ago or 3 seconds ago. And that's all it was. But like, yeah, and that's what I wrote on my Letterboxd review as well. I was like, maybe I'm just getting old, but some of the Gen Z humor wasn't my thing. But like, a lot of it was. Like, a lot of it was fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Like, Donnie being like, we need to defeat him like an Attack on Titan. I was like,
see, I don't know how I felt about Donatello being
a
weeaboo / career boo.
No, I love that shit so much. It's the natural progression of his character, to be honest.
Do you reckon?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because in the 80s series, he's so like, I need to build a machine to defeat the villains. Like, he's very, like, you know, it's the technology focus. And then you sort of, because that was the big thing back then. Like, you know, we didn't have cell phones and shit. Like, then you move into the 03 series where he's still that, but it's toned down a bit and he's a lot more pop culture oriented. Yeah. Like, not heaps, but like a bit more. Like, there's a whole episode called The King where he like goes into a comic book world and like, you know, so... And then, you know, you move through, like, he's progressively been getting nerdier and nerdier, but they've been updating it, like, with the current like, times. So I feel like him being a bit of a weeaboo is it tracks, you know? I wasn't shocked when he made an Attack on Titan reference. And I was like, you know what? That actually makes complete sense.
He made many Attack on Titan reference.
When he, like, looks at the locker and he's like, I feel like this person gets me. And I'm like,
dude.
No, because I teach kids who are just like that. Yeah. I teach kids who are 100% like that. Fuck, I was like that in high school. You were like that in high school, probably.
I think I just saw what I hated.
I mean,
within myself.
Like, everyone's like that in high school if you watch any kind of anime. Fuck, one of my friends, like, forced me to watch Attack on Titan. Like, came over to my house and sat with me and made me watch
Strapped you to the chair and made you watch it.
Love you, Bo. But, like, and it turned me off watching it because of that reason. But I read it. Yeah.
Okay. I think I watched... My little brother had watched Attack on Titan. He was like, you need to watch this. It's, like, the best show. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's sure. Fine. I watched the first season. It was okay.
Yeah. I called the twist real early. Yeah. Gee, I wonder who the tall blonde female Titan is, if not the only blonde female character in the whole show. Yeah. I wonder if Eren, the tall black-haired boy with the very particular haircut, has any relation to the Titan with the haircut that's exactly the same as him.
It's a real thinker.
It's a real stinker. Dude.
They got... Dude, nice.
No, I actually like Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it's alright.
Actually, Attack on Titan's really cool. But yeah,
gotta get with it.
I think like Donnie's always been my favorite from like the perspective of like, you know, he's always like a little bit of like the outcast of the group and like, uses his smarts to like sort of fit in. And like I always, and like he fits in really well with April and all of the other media as well, like because she's very like switched on about things. And side note, April. The actress who voices her, whose name I don't know 100% and don't want to try and butcher and pronounce right now.
Is it Ayo Edebiri?
I think, like that? But I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, so I don't want to say it. But also was in Across the Spider-Verse this year. Also, you know, is a lead character in The Bear. Yeah. Like, what a year for her. Yeah. Holy crap. I've loved her in everything. I had no idea who she was a year ago. Yeah. And now I'm like, actively seeking out her work. Yeah. So, like, props. She was fucking great. Yeah.
I loved Paul Rudd being in this movie. He was the highlight of this film for me for some stupid reason.
Paul Rudd was so good as Mondo Gecko. Yeah. And his chemistry with Mikey was really fun. Like,
is Mondo Gecko like that in previous TMNT stuff?
I was trying to remember that because I'm fairly sure Mondo Gecko... I don't know 100% because, you know, the comics are very sprawling, but I'm fairly sure Mondo Gecko has only really appeared in the 2012 series. And I didn't watch all of that 100%. So I don't know. I don't know 100% about Mondo, but like Paul Rudd, either way, has now become the definitive version of that character for me. Yeah.
I think when I was looking through like the letterbox comments, everyone was just like, Paul Rudd as Mondo is the best thing I needed in my life right now.
He was so good.
He was so good.
I love the way that they blended the live action visuals with the animated visuals, like the Chris's the cardboard cutouts of the Chris's and Ferris Bueller's. Like, I really like how they blended that.
See, I didn't know if I liked that. I'm not sure if I loved all of like the live action and real life references in the movie. Yeah. I just didn't feel like it really fit in well with the movie. I don't know. Yeah. It was okay. I didn't mind it, but I was just like...
Yeah. It always caught me off guard, but in a really good way. I don't know. I always looked at it as a really fun thing.
Yeah. Well, I love Ferris Bueller, so I saw that. I'm like, Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Good shit.
And again, perfect movie to demonstrate, like, how the turtles are feeling about fitting into society.
Yeah.
And, like, and oh my god, and fucking Jackie Chan as Master Splinter. I know you had thoughts about that.
It felt like it was just a little put on.
Yeah.
The voice, like the accent, a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, he was fine. He was good.
I loved him as Splinter.
He was good.
He played the character so well.
Yeah, he did.
And like especially as you move into the more emotional beats of the movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way, for this whole movie.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We didn't really say that. I'll put that in I'll put that in like the description though. But like spoilers, by the way.
It's probably like the newest thing like we've done a video on like after its release date.
Very true.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Maybe other than Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know. That was
like a month after.
Well, this is gonna come out a month after.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, obviously the emotional beats of the movie, like Splinter seeing himself reflected in Superfly. Like I always flip-flop on whether or not I like the villain is the dark reflection of the hero trope. Like it can work and it does work really well, but in some cases it's just so, like come on, we get it. Like fucking MCU movies. Like Iron Man fights big man in iron suit.
Yeah.
Like thanks. Yeah. Fucking great. Good job.
How much clearer could you get? Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when I fucking love, I eat it up when a villain says to a hero, "We're not so different, you and I," or like something like that. Like
Green Goblin.
Yeah, Green Goblin says that. But Willem Dafoe gets a free pass on that. But like, I love and hate. It's my guilty pleasure when a hero goes, "We're not so different, you and I," or "You're just like me." Like, and I'm like,
you just picture it with Green Goblin.
We're not so, But it's, I don't know, but I found it interesting that obviously, the turtles are the central part of this movie, but then Splinter, like, not like a secondary character, but a secondary character, found his reflection in the villain, and then how that impacts his relationship to the main character. Like, I thought that was a nice workaround of it. I thought that was really fucking clever.
I think it worked really well.
Yeah, and like, especially when all the mutants turn on Superfly and Splinter's sort of on his own, and he's like, help me out. He's like, he's like, you're just like me, but
we're not so different.
Yeah, we're not so different, you and I.
Literally, though.
Literally, that's what he says. But but then him realizing, like, no, like, I need to be different. I need to be better. Like, as a result, like, it was very wholesome and lovely. Yeah. And then at the end, like, look, during like all of Ninja Turtle, like, you could say the same about like Spider-Man too, but like, especially this first Raimi movie. Yeah. But like, New York is as much a character in the Ninja Turtles universe as the Turtles, as Splinter. Like, and so it's like, it's really wholesome to see, like, at the end of the film, like, when Splinter's down and hurt, and like, like New York comes together to like help him and help the Turtles, and they're like throwing shit. It's exactly like when Spider-Man's holding up the cable car, and like the New Yorkers are all up on the bridge, and he's like, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Like, again, it's spelt out very explicitly in that movie, but Willem Dafoe gets a free pass. But then, this movie did that sort of idea in a really lovely, wholesome way as well. And I really like when, like, like Gotham is as much a character in the Batman universe as Batman. So like, I like that you can't do a Ninja Turtles story not in New York, which is why Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles in Time, when they go back to feudal Japan, is a bit fucking wacky. But like, New York is a character, and I think that it's shown through really clearly in the way that it was drawn and presented. Yeah,
it looked really good.
But then also in the way that then the people of the city banded together at the end to help the Turtles. Like, that it fucking speaks to me, dude. I love it so much.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking about all the mutants, like, going against Superfly. They did that real quick. They ditched him super quick.
Oh, yeah. The Turtles were like, you don't have to kill everyone. And they're like, okay.
Okay. All right. It was like, I wish I kind of, like, saw a couple more scenes where Superfly was, like, a little more abusive to these mutants. And I'd be like, oh, that's why they're going to ditch him so quick. Yeah. Because he's an arsehole. Yeah. But there are moments where he is like that, where he tells, I think it's like the one who's singing. Like,
Ray Fillet.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Like, Post Malone keeps telling him to shut up.
Yeah. And like, but like, you do see hints of it a little bit, like when the Turtles are getting away in the van, and Wingnut flies in front, and he's like, hey, Superfly's coming, and he's not going to be happy about it. Like, they're like warning them and like trying to help them a little. So there were seeds planted, but I definitely agree there could have been more done with that. Yeah. Because they did really just like go, okay.
Like, all right.
And then they just fucked him up.
Yeah, Paul Rudd was just like, yep.
Yeah.
I'm on their side now. Fuck you.
But like, I think that one worked for me because of his connection with Mikey, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, oh, I'm actually going to listen to what this dude's saying.
Yeah.
But it's, on that, I feel like, this film was an hour and a half. Like, less than when you count the credits.
It felt shorter.
It felt way shorter.
I feel like... Do you think the ending was a little quick? Like, the pacing of it was a little... quick or not really?
Interestingly, I feel like when we hit the point where Superfly turned on the machine, like I was like, holy fuck, we're here already?
Yeah.
Like, goddamn. But then when he mutated into the big thing, and then I feel like that then went on for a little longer than I would have liked.
Yeah.
But then, so I wanted to take some of that runtime and put it more into the rest of the movie, like in the lead up to that.
Yeah.
It was weirdly paced towards the end, but like, it moved, man. It moved really moved.
Yeah.
Which
well,
was
I guess
so
it
cool.
is like at the end of the day a kids movie.
Yes.
So it's got to be pretty quick.
So, side note but related note, myself and my year 9 students were like looking for something to watch on like the last day of school. We were like, we're not doing anything today. Let's just like throw on a movie. So I put up my Netflix and they were all like, this, that. Like no one could agree on anything. The one thing they all fucking agreed on was an episode of Barbie and the Dream House. And so I'm like, fine,
Okay.
guess we're watching this. 20-minute episode.
Yeah.
It flew past. Like the episode finished and I went, great. And I went to click away. It had only been 11 minutes.
Damn.
Because it's 2 11-minute episodes in a half hour, like whatever.
Yeah.
There was not a single scene in that show that lasted longer than like 15 seconds before it cut to a completely different thing.
Yeah.
It was TikTok content, but made into a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
this
know what you
movie
mean.
has that kind of vibe, but on a bigger scale. Like,
Yeah.
some of the scenes were very... I don't think there was like a long scene in this movie. I think the longest scene in this movie was like 10 minutes max.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to say 5, so I feel like 10 is a stretch, but...
I think the longest scene was probably when they come back and Splinter's like throwing that surprise party.
Yeah, honestly,
I think that might have been
that wasn't very long.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, or like it all moves at such a rapid pace, which is cool because you get a lot of content out of it. Like, you're watching the movie, you're like, wow, I feel like a lot has happened.
What's happened, yeah.
But then at the same time, like, I left the movie being like, it's only been an hour and a half, and I feel like a lot happened, but I feel like I still want a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling,
Yeah,
but I still
I agree.
left happy.
Yeah, I still felt pretty good after the movie. I think there was just like a bit of pacing issues near the end.
Oh, big time,
And like, I know it's a kid's movie, but Superfly like explicitly laying out his plans to everyone. I'm like, I just kind of wish there was more of a lead up to it. Maybe the turtles kind of find out their plan in a bit more of a subtle
No, I love that he just took them to a bowling alley and was like, so here's the deal. Like, we're fucking getting straight to it,
I mean,
you know?
I get it because he's like, he thinks they're on his side. So of course he's going to lay out their entire plan because like they're mutants. Of course he's going to agree. But yeah, I didn't love that, but I get it.
I agree. Like, I feel like it could have been done in a less explicit way, but I didn't mind how it was done because it was amusing.
I thought the scientists were gonna have a bit more of a role near the end.
What do you mean? The TCRI people?
Yeah. So I know that obviously they captured the turtles and started milking them. Which they used a lot. That made me feel uncomfortable.
That was hysterical, dude. When they're like, when Splinter comes in and he's like, what is that? Is that a milking machine? And it cuts and it says like Milkatron 2000. I was like, fucking hell. It was so funny. All of the milking references.
Yeah.
And every time they said it, April would be like, oh, don't.
This is gross. Please stop.
So fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
God.
funny.
I loved the milking jokes.
It was so good. Some of the jokes landed pretty damn well.
Oh, some of the jokes were like fucking hysterical, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And even to the point where like, so the cinema was just like the 4 of us. And then like a dad and 2 young children sitting right down the front. And like, there was like a silence at one point after some jokes and one of the kids like burst out laughing and I was like, it's wholesome as fuck. I love that. I love that, man. Because I was watching Ninja Turtles when I was that young. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, like these kids are watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was enjoying it so much. And like, obviously these kids down the front were laughing a lot. I was like, yeah, this is really cool.
Really wholesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
Made me feel really happy and like very full circle in a weird nostalgic way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was lovely.
I'm glad you felt that. But yeah, I just thought that scientist team were going to come around in the finale in some sort of way.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they'd like realize that like the turtles were there to help and maybe they help But then, like, you know what
I mean? But then
in
the end sequence, they're like, we're going to get them.
Yeah.
Like, we know where they are. It's just a matter of trying, like...
let's talk about the ending.
Yeah.
Whoa! That ending was, oh my days.
Yeah.
Like, look, I knew they were going to do a tease for Shredder.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it. I remember watching an interview with, like, or maybe reading an interview with Seth Rogen, maybe, I don't know, someone. Yeah. And they mentioned, like, you know, they didn't want to use Shredder in this first movie. They wanted to build up to him. And I was like, big time, that is the correct answer. The fucking, like, I was hyped as fuck when they were like, we need help. And I was like, it's gonna be him. Back and you see Shredder, like, fuck, dude.
I'm so, like, because that's the only villain I remember from TMNT is Shredder.
Yeah.
So I was like, they gotta reference him at some point.
Big time. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And that makes me so hyped for the next movie.
Whenever that is.
Whenever they make it. But like, they're also doing, fun fact, they're also doing a, I believe they've got like a 2-season order for a TV series called Tales of the TMNT, which was another comic series that they took the title from. I don't know if that's going to be... I can't remember what I read about it, but I don't know if it's going to be like a prequel to this movie, like showing them growing up, because that's generally what that kind of vibe is, or whether it's going to be like it takes place between this and the second movie. Like, I don't know where it's going to sit, but I'm excited for it nonetheless.
So are they making that already? Or?
I believe it's like it was in production before the strike happened.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% on details for it. I just remember reading it very vaguely. I haven't... I've been trying to avoid stuff about this movie as much as possible. Because it came out in the States like 2 months ago.
It really did,
It came out forever ago, and we just got it super late.
Yeah.
So I've been like actively avoiding reading things about it and about that show.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it to potentially, like, you know, after the events of the movie, when Donatello fucking dies, like I didn't want to
like,
accidentally read something like that. You know, not that happened.
He doesn't die.
Mikey does. Actually...
pizza overload.
It's like the fucking Last Ronin, except the opposite way.
I wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
No.
I'll have to tell you about the Last Ronin.
Please do.
Bringing out a game for that soon.
Ooh.
Anyway, there's a lot of cool
shit. The
shit.
funniest part of the movie was not even in the movie. It was the credits.
What was it?
Introducing Paul Rudd.
Oh, introducing Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko?
I didn't know. I feel like that was a joke. Like, I mean, clearly,
so
but it was so funny. I'm like, that's hysterical.
I like that a lot.
It gave me a good giggle.
Yeah, that really did give you... You laughed more at that than anything in the actual movie.
Yeah, I did. I don't know why. I just thought that was really funny. But yeah. So I'm just going to pull out my notes and just see if there's anything else.
Yeah, pull it out, dude.
Sound mix wasn't the best. Pacing issue. Yeah.
Milk, bread, eggs.
Yeah.
Like
milking.
Milk. Oh, the milking was so funny, dude.
No, I think... I wrote all humans suddenly liking the turtles was a bit weird.
Oh, like, yeah, I get... Because,
like...
It was paced weirdly.
Just because there was, like, one scene where the turtles are like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this just to be liked. You know, we should be doing this to be heroes or whatever they say.
Yeah. But that's why it then is the self-fulfilling prophecy of them going, you know, we need to do this, but we feel like we're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And so them admitting to themselves, like, you know, like, actually, we still need to do this, but we're doing it for us.
Yeah.
And not for the fame or the power, you know. And then they still get that in the end anyway, which is like a nice, like, full circle sort of arc for them, which I really liked.
Well, I agree with that then.
It does come around pretty quickly.
It does come around.
But they did just save the whole city from a massive Godzilla type monster. So, like, I get it.
It just turned into like a Kaizo kind of.
Oh, fuck yeah, it did. Do you mean kaiju?
I meant kaiju.
Do you know what Kaizo means, dude?
Super Mario Kaizo.
Yeah.
I meant kaiju. I apologize.
Yeah, kaiju. Come on, dude. You're getting your Kai Japanese words mixed up.
Sorry.
You're not very Jozu, dude.
Dude, that was good.
Thanks, man. But yeah, I think overall, I think definitely one of the highlights for this movie for me was the chemistry between the four actors. Because, like, again, I fucking love the actors for the 03 series. Fucking Ben Schwartz voices Leonardo.
Really?
In the Rise of the Ninja Turtles series.
Oh.
I think he only voices him for the first season or the second season. It's only one season, I think.
Yeah.
Though. But I can't remember 100%. I haven't been able to watch all of it because it's not available anywhere. Anyway, that's in another video.
Love that.
So like, to me, the 03 actors are the definitive voice actors. And I have so much fucking love and respect for, like, the 80s voice actors, especially my boy Rob Paulson. But, like, yeah, it's just... I don't know, it was very refreshing to hear them
was.
as teenagers and to like view them as teenagers.
Well, they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And weirdly,
it's in the name.
Weirdly, I think it works way better, shockingly.
Yeah.
even though in the comics, you know, they were never written explicitly as teenagers. That's just what they called them. They were never written to be like, man, this fucking blows, dude. Like, they were never written as teens, like, per se. So, like, to see them pushed to this sort of extreme was really nice. And the voice actors all together...
It worked really well.
Nicholas Cantu as Leonardo, who, like, I know as the voice of Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball. That was wacky. But all four of them together was so good.
It was so good.
Jackie Chan, John Cena, Seth Rogen, fucking Post Malone, Maya Rudolph,
I would have
Paul Rudd, Ice Cube. Like, what the fuck was this cast, man?
I wish the Mutants had more lines.
Me too.
Just for the fact, because they had really famous people playing them.
Leatherhead was really fun. I think that was Rose Byrne, the crocodile, the Australian.
Yeah.
The over-Australian accent. Yeah, they were roasting the Australian accent in this movie. They were roasting Italians in this movie.
Yeah, that was my least favorite part of the movie.
Real fucking hard. It was so funny.
Dude, that bit went for longer than it should have.
The Italian roasting bit went for the perfect amount of time.
I leaned over to you in the movie and I'm like, dude, this movie's offensive.
Yeah.
I don't like this movie.
You leaned over and said that when Jackie Chan started speaking as well, to be fair. And then I said, that's Jackie Chan, and you went, oh. Did you really think it was just some dude putting on that voice? Did you not know it was Jackie Chan?
I had a feeling.
You had a feeling?
Yeah.
Why? Because he sounds like Jackie Chan, dude?
We can cut this bit out.
I just want to get you cancelled as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no, I know you did. But it still felt like a little...
Look, I think this was like, I've heard Jackie Chan speak. Like, it was a little put on.
Yeah,
but like, it's funny. It works.
Yeah, it did work.
It suits the
really
character
well.
really well, and like Jackie Chan did a fucking phenomenal job in that role.
I was afraid that Splinter wasn't gonna do any fighting in the movie.
Oh, I was so stoked when he just walked into TCRI and just fucked them up.
Fucked them all up. Yeah. And like, this dude's OP. Because I remember him being a BAMF in the
he is OP as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, when the Turtles fight Shredder for the first time in the 03 series,
they
just walk up to him and they're like, and Shredder just like backhands them out of the way. Splinter walks in and just fucks him up.
Yeah.
Like, real hard.
Yeah.
Drops a water tower on that bitch's head, dude. Like...
Damn.
Yeah, man. No, they're
insane.
fighting under a water tower, and like Shredder's like swiping at him, and he starts swiping away the foundations of the water tower.
Yeah.
And so Splinter starts kicking them out, and then
dude, he's insane.
And then he sticks his arm up through the rubble at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And then the Shredder strikes back, and he burns down April's shop. And as he's walking out, and he's like the phoenix, I rise from the ashes. Like,
that's so cheesy.
It's so fucking good, dude.
That's so good.
Like, Shredder Strikes Back, those episodes of the 03 series, then leading into Return to New York.
Yeah.
Fucking top tier storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, on the fight with the fucking, like, between Leonardo and Shredder at the end of that.
Yeah.
Fucking decapitates him, dude.
What?
Oh!
He did in a what?
Yeah, Leonardo fucking decapitates the Shredder at the end of those episodes.
Isn't this a kid's show?
Yeah. The first episode of the 03 series, Shredder fucking ices a dude. Like, straight up.
Ice cubes him.
He ice cubes him, dude. But no, like, he straight up kills a dude in the first episode of the show. And you're like, whoa, when I hit a fuck spiders, you know what I mean? Like,
This is insane shit.
But yeah, do you have any final thoughts on the film?
I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No, it was really... I really did enjoy it. I think I might have enjoyed it more than Spider-Verse.
True.
I don't know why.
The simplicity?
Like, I think just the simplicity of it.
Paul Rudd.
Didn't... Yeah. Paul Rudd. Yeah, of course.
God, this is 2 days in a row where we've done podcasts talking about Paul Rudd.
Oh, yeah, because Paul Rudd was in Only Murders.
Only Murders, yeah.
I'll take any opportunity I can get to
Let's just do an Ant-Man podcast next. Let's not actually.
Let's not do that.
You don't want to hear me talk about Paul Rudd in those movies.
He's probably the only good part of those movies.
He's, actively.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just the simplicity of it. I think maybe Spider-Verse is probably a little too ambitious, I guess.
Spider-Verse, by the way, is still the greatest fucking superhero movie of all time.
It is.
And, like, arguably the best animated film of all time. And, like, it's just... It blows me away how incredible it is and how, like, fortunate we are to live in a time where that exists. But
I like Monsters, Inc. more. That's anime.
Should we do it?
Anyway.
Can we do a top animated movie ranking? And mine would be Spider-Verse and yours would be fucking
Monsters,
Inc. And we have to debate why.
Second's like a Bug's Life or something.
Fucking Bug's Life, dude. I'd let 1,000 children. I'd kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die.
Good shit.
God, Water Noose. Can we talk about Water Noose for a second? His name, Water Noose.
Water Noose.
He stops children. Like water, like womb, noose? Is he like an abortion? Is he a metaphor for abortion?
Dude, you're ruining this film for me right now.
Think about it, dude.
I don't want to think about it.
I think about it all the time, and now you have to as well.
No, I'm good. TMNT was a good film. I love the visuals. The soundtrack was really good. I could probably do without some of the real life references.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Some of the Gen Z humor, I was just like, yeah. I mean, sure, it's catered to that audience, so...
We're Gen Z, dude.
Okay, the younger...
We're elder Gen Z.
The elders.
We're geriatric Gen Z. Yeah, that's the true. Elders of the internet.
Yeah. I don't like the sound of that.
But yeah, I agree. I fucking adored this film. Yeah. I love it. As a lifelong Ninja Turtles fan, it hit all the right notes for me.
Yeah.
The turtles were characterized perfectly.
Yeah.
The Splinter and all the side characters were characterized perfectly. The visuals were stunning. The music was great. Just all round. I can't wait to see more of this universe.
It's gonna be really good.
Who would have thought that Seth Rogen would make a better Ninja Turtles movie than Michael Bay?
I mean, it's not hard to do.
I mean, actually, now that I've said those words out loud, yeah.
Who would have thought Seth Rogen makes a good film?
Hey, Pineapple Express, dude.
Dude, Sausage Party? I saw that movie twice.
Twice? Did you go to the movies?
Yeah. I watched it for the first time with my brother and a couple of other people. And I was like, I want to show this to my friends because it's fucked. So I went... again with my friends.
I watched it one time. I watched it on a date, actually.
Actually?
Yeah, for real.
Why?
I watched it on the date because we were joking about how fucking trash it. This was right as it had come out on DVD or something, so not in cinemas.
Yeah.
I watched it in my own home, unfortunately. I watched it on a date. It was no good.
Why would you do that to yourself?
It was very enjoyable as a funny laugh at movie though, and it was a good date movie, but
the movie itself.
The movie itself was
I will forever have the image of I think it's a turnip giving an eggplant a blowjob or something like that. That's engraved in my head until the end of time.
We need to wrap this up. This is meant to be a Ninja Turtles podcast. Yeah. Now we're talking about fucking turnips and blowjobs and Seth Rogen's Sausage Party. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, do you have any other final thoughts?
Nope. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this, our 25th episode of the podcast.
Hey.
Nice.
Dude.
Our next episode is going to be a very fun seasonal episode.
Ooh, yeah.
We wanted to do a whole month worth of seasonal episodes, but 5 Sundays in October is...
Yeah.
And as people who don't really engage with horror content that much, that's a lot of horror content to talk about.
Yeah.
Make sure you're keeping up to date with our channel though. Leave a like and comment. Let us know what you thought about the movie if you're watching this on YouTube and can comment. Yeah. Or just call us and tell us if you're listening on Spotify.
So Tyler will drop his number right here.
Yeah. My number will be on screen right now.
Yeah.
And
just dox yourself.
Yeah, straight up.
So Tyler lives at.
And my address is I'll put that on the screen as well. I'll just put yours on the screen. But yeah, thanks so much for listening, everyone, or watching if you're on YouTube. That's really it.
Yeah, and enjoy all the Halloween content we got coming up.
Spooky.
So it's very spooky. So yeah, the next one, I think the next episode is on Halloween.
No, it's the 29th, so the Sunday, 2 days before Halloween.
I think we could push it back to Halloween.
We could maybe make it a Tuesday release.
Yeah, but we got a lot of Halloween Let's Play content coming out as well, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was almost a
Wasn't quite Markiplier.
It was close.
Close.
You said bye-bye, we just didn't put on the inflection.
Bye-bye.